And now we're talking about Godzilla and Kong. So we went to go see that on Friday. Took the little one. Had a really good time.
The best time. My favorite of the newest series. They killed it. All three of us were jumping out of our seats, grabbing hands, things that came up that we were hoping for and they did happen. We're like, oh my God, it's happening!
Literally shaking each other, grabbing each other's clothes and saying, look at that.
Yeah.
It was great.
Regardless of what they do with Godzilla, I'm hyped. Give me Godzilla on screen, am hyped. This movie gave me everything and more. I was so happy. Just top to bottom, start to finish. Loved this movie.
All right. Yeah. I can concur. Godzilla X Kong. Is it Godzilla X Kong or is it Godzilla Kong?
Yeah, no, I think it's Godzilla X Kong, but this one's like the new Empire or something. We're terrible. We should have looked that up.
We probably should have done our internet research.
Well, actually, Eric got mad at me because for our draft last week, I put it on the list and I just put Godzilla. And he's like, oh, give Kong credit. Put it Godzilla X Kong. And I was like, no, just Godzilla movies. That's all I care about.
It is Godzilla X Kong.
It's just Godzilla for me.
Oh, wow. Favoritism much?
Yeah, I mean, the Kong parts are genuinely interesting. I like what they've done with this character that I haven't cared about at all until this newest franchise. And this newest movie included, like, you do care. You really empathize and you want to see what's going to happen with him and stuff like that. Regardless, I don't fucking care. Give me Godzilla all day, every day. That's all I want.
Yes, we know that's all you want. But did you notice something about this one? This one was more Kong-centric.
Yeah, it was. And that's my only thing. I said it with the last movie, too. They focused so much on Kong, seeing what he had to go through and his family. And he discovered Middle-earth with the people that brought him there and all that stuff. But while he went on that journey, there was a baby Godzilla. And I was like, yes, give me baby Godzilla. Give me Godzilla's day-to-day life. I want the Godzilla-centric movie. Give it to me, please.
Yes.
So.
Well, you got a Godzilla-centric movie in 2013.
I did.
And that's not your favorite.
It's not. It just...
Well, we're going to go over rankings a little bit later.
Okay.
So one of the things I wanted to do on today's pod was obviously go over the movie. And, talk about favorite spots, favorite actors or CGI generated actors, whatever. Favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Who won the movie. And then we're going to rank the MonsterVerse movies.
Okay.
You done with that?
Yes.
Okay.
The newest one since Gareth Edwards took over, the 2013 one, right?
Okay. I have no idea. I'm just going to go ahead and trust that you're right about that.
but we're talking the newest universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
The MonsterVerse.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, quick programming note. Spoiler warning. We are going to spoil the movie. We're talking about it. Mm-hmm. We're saying things that happened in it. Mm-hmm. We're probably going to talk about the end. Definitely.
Yeah.
So
and all the movies in the Godzilla universe, just spoiler for Godzilla, period.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen the previous Godzillas by now, shame on you, madam. Yeah. Shame on you, sir.
Very shame.
Shame. Walk of shame.
Shame. Shame.
Shame. Shame. Okay. So let's go over what happened in the movie real quick. Mm-hmm. Godzilla and Kong living on two different planes. One is in the Hollow Earth. Another is on the surface. Godzilla on the surface, Kong in Hollow Earth.
So Godzilla is taking a cute little nap in the Colosseum.
In the Colosseum.
Just all curled up like a baby.
In Rome.
He's like, I'm just going to chill here. This is fine.
This is my bed. Yeah, I love this bed.
I loved it.
It's very gladiator-esque. So...
And then Kong was in Middle Earth. They kind of just left him there, which I was sad about. Like, he doesn't fit in with anybody at all. He's just doing his own thing.
He's the only one.
Yeah.
He's the only Kong. So.
Yeah, but they just like left him down there. And just, I don't know. That part was sad to me.
Well, I think he rules that area.
Yeah.
So all monsters bow to him.
Right. But he himself is alone.
Yes.
So, see, this is a couple of years after the last movie. So it's been a minute. And he's just, you see him wander around doing things. And he's living. It's fine. Like, he's not, I think he's depressed. But maybe that's my own, just like projecting.
He did not look like the happiest 75-foot gorilla I've ever seen.
He looked lonely. He did.
He did. Poor Kong.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's out doing his thing in Middle Earth. And
Middle Earth.
Or Middle Earth. Hollow Earth.
Essentially Middle Earth, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's in the middle of Earth. You know. Everybody around Kong is small like Shire folk.
A bunch of hobbits.
Yeah, all of them and their hairy feet. But while he's out doing his thing, Kong discovers an uncharted region of hollow Middle Earth.
It was like a weird window, right? That he
Well, it wasn't even a window. It was a ground surface that, you know, by the way, Kong is smart enough to set up traps all around Hollow Earth.
That was fun to watch.
Yeah, he set up
sure.
all these boulder traps. So
Yeah.
anytime he's like hunting for prey and like a pack of something tries to get after him,
Yeah.
he pulls his vine and all these rocks fall onto his enemies.
Yeah.
And one of these traps opened up a ways to an uncharted area. And in that uncharted area, we don't know what's in there.
Nobody
What's in there?
knows. We're all here for the same ride.
Okay, so he discovers the uncharted region and a tribe of his species. And he's just like, whoa, look at you guys.
Yeah.
You're just like me.
Yeah. Oh, but also, just like Planet of the Apes, they're different. Like, there's an orangutan, there's gorillas like he is, there's different species of apes, monkeys, the whole range. But he's not alone anymore. They highlighted that. Like, he was alone for so long, and now here's this whole tribe. He's not alone.
So when he's doing this, there's some sort of signal sent that's caught by the human characters in this movie. And by the way, the technology that these human characters are able to harness is downright impossible. But
literal,
but fully acceptable.
Yeah. So this is some things with this movie you just have to let go. Eric and I love to be critical about stuff, and we'll pick stuff apart. Like, there's no way, blah, blah, blah. Regardless, this movie is so beloved to us. We're just like, whatever, let it go. Whatever nitpicks we have, it's fine.
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and accept that they have this huge hovering yellow ship that's capable of doing dental work on Kong because he has a toothache.
Stupid tooth. That's my biggest nitpick about this movie, is that stupid fucking tooth.
Well, I mean, it's realistic. If anything, apes get toothaches too.
I mean, sure, but I remember whispering as quietly as possible, but I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
But he got a nice little implant replacement.
So anybody who hasn't
Made of
seen this
titanium
or whatever, he
whatever.
got an implant because he lost a tooth because he got punched in the face, and immediately just gets a replacement. I'm like, where'd you get all that titanium?
Yeah, somebody went ahead, some dentist in the South Coast
Some
was like,
specialist that could do an implant that big.
yeah,
Like,
enormous canine tooth.
Yeah.
For King Kong. So they give him the tooth, and that's actually near the beginning of the movie.
Oh, well, we didn't talk about why he got his tooth punched out, because he meets this tribe and there's this king and they get into a fight.
Well, no, he didn't get the tooth punched out. He had a toothache.
That's right.
And
I forgot.
And
You're
he
right.
came to the surface and like sprawled himself out onto the beach. I was just like, oh. And they said, oh, look at him. He needs a new tooth. So they got the big yellow hovering ship.
Wasn't it like, so, because it was abscess or whatever, like, oh, it's killing him. I'm like, a toothache?
Well,
King
I mean,
Kong?
it could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a dentist.
I guess.
Perhaps we should have brought on a dental expert to
Yeah.
explain this stuff to us.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was comical and hilarious and downright amusing that he's like, toothache, toothache. Oh, I can't chew my bananas. So I guess he gets a big, huge titanium tooth or whatever implant.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, now it's time to go back.
in the game. Let's go.
And then he goes back into to Middle Hollow Earth, Hollow Middle Earth.
I like Middle Earth. We're
Middle
calling
Earth.
that now.
All right, cool. And, goes into the uncharted region, finds some folks like him, the little mini Kong, little orange mini Kong.
Little baby Kong. So he
Little
is
baby
orange, which I found interesting because the king of this realm is also orange. So I'm like, is this his not kid? But like relative
they
at
gotta
least.
reproduce somehow, right?
Right? Yeah.
Hit each other's Congos. All right, so the name of the little guy, his name is Suko.
Suko. Okay.
Okay, and so he leads them after they get into a fight, and Kong literally tosses him around like a rag doll.
I wanted to talk about that.
Okay,
Like
touch on it.
immediately on meeting this kid, literal child baby that he's never met anybody of his species before. Here's a baby. I'm going to use him to beat the shit out of people.
Beat the shit out of other Kongs. Yeah. But no, he trapped him. Yeah. He was like, Kong was trying to be nice to him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the kid bit him.
Oh, the kid's a little shit.
He's a little fucker.
Yeah.
All right. So he gets what's coming to him and he gets thrown around and thrown at the other Kongs.
That scene, I was dying laughing. And I think only like 4 people in the packed theater were laughing. I was probably laughing the loudest. I was like, oh, shoot.
You were. I was sitting 2 seats from you and I could hear you loud and clear.
It was so funny to me.
But somehow he tells Suko, hey, like, I just beat your ass, so take me to wherever you came from.
Yeah.
And Suko's like, you got it, boss.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so he takes him. He literally is like, okay, you're the boss now. Let's go.
Yeah.
So he takes him down into the bowels of Kongville. And, because that's what I'm going to call it now.
Yeah.
Bowels of Kongville. And he meets the tribe and he meets Scar King, which is the, with giant gorilla with the spine around him like some sort of war medallion, and at the end of it is a crystal which he uses to control the ancient titan.
Ice Queen.
The Ice Queen. That
her name, I should have looked it up. I'm so sorry. It's Shumo. Shimo. I immediately fell in love with her. I'm a animal lover at heart. My goal in my entire life is just to rescue all the animals. So seeing her being trapped by this obviously horrible guy, whatever, my heart broke. And then I was just like, oh, this is obviously Godzilla's mate. Clearly.
Why?
Well,
okay, we'll get to that.
Okay, I was like, these movies are simple enough. There aren't a ton of options. There aren't a ton of Godzillas out there. There's Godzilla, and then there's this giant Ice Queen dragon lady. 1 and 1 makes 2.
Do we know that it's a lady?
She. Yeah, I think they called her she a few times.
I don't remember.
Ice Queen.
Well, yeah. She is now the Ice Queen because you've nicknamed her that, and we're going to go ahead and accept that. So Kong and Scar King get into a fight. Kong served him some, but like Scar King was just like, hey, Ice Queen, I'm going to control you with this crystal and it's going to suck, but you're going to do as I say.
I guess it's through pain too. Yes. You see her trying to resist and he uses the crystal and she is like screaming in pain. So you're just immediately like, oh no.
Yeah, so she comes in, freezes Kong's hand and lower arm, and so he's pretty much defeated at that point. But Suko is like, hey boss, I found a way out. Why don't you come this way? You could run and escape, and I'll be right behind you, all right? So Kong escapes. He gets to a point where he's able to get away from all of the other apes.
And he meets back up with his humans.
And they say, hey, that arm looks pretty bad. Seeing as that we're really good with dental work, we could give him a huge mech cast. And if you've seen the commercials and ads for the
trailers.
Yeah, the trailers, you know that he has this big mechanical
Gauntlet.
arm. And it's like super powered.
Yeah.
It's basically Nintendo's Power Glove, but for giant apes.
Oh my God. Yes, it was.
And
yes,
yellow.
it was. Yeah.
So he gets that and he's just like, yeah, like
I'm the shit. You
yeah,
know.
look at me. I've got this super power glove.
So one of my biggest nitpicks about this movie is it's such an emotional thing. His hand is hurt. He's really hurting. He just got defeated. He found out about this tribe that he probably should belong to.
Yep.
They fit him with this gauntlet. He's more powerful.
Oh, did you think Thanos?
Oh,
when that
100%.
happened?
Yeah, gauntlet. That's why I keep calling it a gauntlet. Like,
course.
that's 100% what it is.
Of course.
But in my mind, I don't care what happens. His hand is torn up, like up, bloody,
He's got
ripped
frostbite.
skin. Yeah. You're just going to put a metal gauntlet over top of that and he's going to be able to punch people just fine? That's not going to hurt?
Did you notice that at one point they zoom in on an area of the gauntlet and these 3 cylinders with green liquid start injecting themselves into the gauntlet?
No, I missed that.
Okay,
I wonder if
so
that's
I think
like
I think that was medicine.
Okay.
Or our imaginations are supposed to like assume that was medicine.
I choose to believe that because I didn't notice that part. My problem with watching movies is the first time around, I'm so dazzled by what's happening. I kind of lose myself in it.
That's why rewatches are so valuable.
I have to rewatch
You
stuff
have to
that I
rewatch
love.
stuff.
I have to.
I still have to see Dune Part 2 a second
Again,
time.
we have to go, baby. We have to go.
We do have to.
But yeah, so my biggest nitpick with this movie was like his hand's still fucked up. You can't just punch somebody because you have a metal glove that's also on your skin that's fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
that was my only, or not my only, but my biggest nitpick for sure.
So while this is all going on, Godzilla's doing his own thing. And he's going to France and he's like
Eating up all the power.
fucking up a nuclear power plant, getting juice from that. Then he goes to the Arctic and fights another Titan that evidently has like superpowers itself.
Yeah.
And
that nobody knew about supposedly. And I'm like, well, then what the fuck is the point of Monarch? You don't even know about this guy.
I think they're just observers. They're very much the Paul Blarts of monster police. They just observe and report.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Like, they're so useless.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Humans.
Oh, I do want to say, that was one of my favorite things about this movie.
What?
All of the previous movies have loved purely because of the Titans, Godzilla, Kong included.
Mm-hmm.
The human parts have just been weak.
Trash.
They're pure trash. I did not enjoy them. This would be another hour discussion if I could detail how much I hated all of the human performances.
But this time around.
This movie, the human performances were so good. We
Right?
had such a good time.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I was 100% on board with that.
Yeah.
Like the human performances in the previous ones, except for the dude from Atlanta, Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh,
He's just funny.
He's
like,
funny.
and he's a great actor.
And he was great last time.
He was great
Yeah.
last. I honestly feel like he won the movie
Last
in
time.
Godzilla versus Kong, and the fact that he was back in this one as the crazy conspiracy theory blogger guy, like, and he references
funny.
his blog like 3 times in the first
so
15
good.
minutes. It's great. It's
He's
so fucking good. So he's outstanding.
Yeah.
So yeah, the human parts were great. But not to digress, but like Godzilla fights the Titan in the Arctic, beats them, gets their power, and all of a sudden, now we have Godzilla girl power. Pink Godzilla.
That's directly referenced from our youngest. Godzilla gets pink spines now. And Nico the entire time was like, girly power, girly power.
He was all about it. So,
So
now
as it's happening and he's absorbing the radiation, and he's becoming
bulking
pink.
up, he's juicing.
Yeah.
He's
Nico
juicing.
the entire time was like, girly power.
Yeah, so he gets his girly power, and the humans, they're like, oh man, this Kong tribe, this gorilla tribe, they're bad news, and Kong can't beat him by himself. looks like he needs a team up. So all of a sudden, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage fight each other.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother. Godzilla and Kong are fighting in Egypt. They take out the pyramids.
They do. And I was devastated because my first like obsession as a kid was formed around Egyptian mythology. So fucking love the pyramids. Still a goal to see them to this day. So the point in this movie was Kong kind of summoned Godzilla to ask him for help.
Yeah.
But Godzilla doesn't know that, so he immediately fights him.
Godzilla just rushed him, and you could see Kong's face. He's like, no. Wait. Oh!
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, if you want to go, let's go.
Yep. So they fuck up the pyramids. I was devastated. I was like, no, I haven't seen them yet. Obviously not real, but still.
Yeah.
Such a good scene. So much fun.
So at this point in the film, one of our favorite things happens.
Yes. They made a reference to her earlier.
They did.
But my girl, Mothra. I have rioted ever since she got killed off in King of the Monsters. I was like, where is my girl? Where is my girl?
And she was here.
And they referenced her, and then they fucking brought her back, baby.
Yep. The humans played a pivotal role in that.
They did.
They summoned her back, and she appears, goes up
my
through the portal from
God.
Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the Kong Godzilla fight, she's like,
hey guys.
hey boys, don't fight each other. There's a bunch of hairy apes down there in Hollow Earth. We should go fight them.
Oh my
and Kong's
goodness.
like, this is what I've been trying to say the whole time.
And Godzilla's like, I will only listen to my beautiful woman lady, Mothra.
Oh, you're so sweet, Godzies.
Yeah, but this was one of several times, but all three of us in the seats were grabbing each other like, oh my God, Mothra's back! Mothra's back! Dude, Mothra's back.
That was great. And so, by some miracle, Mothra is saying, tells Godzilla, like, hey, like, don't fight each other. There's a bunch of idiots downstairs.
Yeah.
And Godzilla's like, well, I guess
I'll listen to my one lady love.
So
I do really quick want to say, because we're going to bring this up later, my entire life have supported Godzilla and Mothra. I don't know how that works. It's
sentient relationships.
Sure. I firmly believe they're in love.
Yes.
And I don't know how it works. Whatever. Don't care. Love that relationship. That's why I was so upset when she got killed in the King of the Monsters.
One of the best ways to calm down an angry dude is to have his hot woman come in and say, baby, don't take your aggression out on him.
Yeah.
Take it out on big hairy apes. But yes.
But there's now a wrench in that works.
Says you. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So they go down to Hollow Earth. Mm-hmm. Godzilla with his pink spines, Mothra with her second life, and Kong with his Thanos gauntlet.
I did want to ask, is that supposed to be our original Mothra, or is that her twin?
I'm going to go ahead and assume it's her twin because okay, here's the thing. In King of the Monsters, she gets electrocuted to death to death, quote unquote, by King Ghidorah. Right. And then, like, you don't see her. You don't see her fall and die and or anything like that. You just see the dust sprinkled down onto Godzilla. Yeah. And that's that. Yeah. Like, there's no mention or visual confirmation that she's dead. Right. So, and we know this because the following day, Nico and I sat and watched King of the Monsters. So we don't know for sure if he's dead, but like there was more than one Mothra in the canon versions of the previous
it's canon
movies.
Yeah, she has a twin that's firmly established. Yes. So I always had hope she would come back in the form of her twin. Yeah.
And they refer to her as Mothra, not like other Mothra.
Right. So that's why I'm like, is it our Mothra?
Maybe.
Either way. Whatever.
We're
I don't
happy that our big flying butterfly war machine is back.
Beautiful baby. I love her.
So they go down to Hollow Earth. and they take on the Kong tribe. And it's just a battle for the ages.
Oh my God.
We've got Scar King with his big Ice Queen.
Spine whip and the Ice Queen. Oh my goodness.
Going against Godzilla and Kong. And with, Mothra, Queen Elizabeth on their side. It was like Miss Elizabeth, Hulk Hogan, and Randy Savage.
Yes.
And they went down to take on
Yes.
fucking Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase.
Yes. Perfect.
So they do all that damn thing,
And just the most fun. Like, I thoroughly enjoy any Godzilla screen time. Give me all of the giant fighting monsters, period. This was one of the best fighting scenes.
And it not only takes place in Hollow Hollow Earth, but the anti-gravity pyramids touch.
Oh my gosh.
So there's some anti-gravity pyramids in Hollow Hollow Earth.
They utilize that.
And now the monsters are all floating in zero gravity and punching each other and blasting each other and doing all these things. And then the gravity kicks back in and they get sucked off through the portal and they end up in Rio de Janeiro. Let's go to the beach, guys. So
my goodness.
They get on the surface there and they start beating the shit out of each other there. And then at one point, one of the monsters, I think it was Zuko.
Zuko? Okay.
Zuko got the axe, got Kong's axe,
yes.
and chops the crystal that's controlling Ice Queen.
Yes.
And with that, she's like, oh, wow, he can't control me anymore. So then
it's
Kong,
all four
Godzilla,
of them.
Mothra, and the Ice
Five.
Queen,
Yeah.
all against
Fucking
Scar
Scar King. Hell to the
and they fucking murder his ass.
Just go.
They go to town.
Ape shit.
They go to town, and that's that.
I will say, like, seeing Shimo, like, get off her leash, because you could tell, like, she was trying to fight it.
She was under control against her will.
Yeah, she tried to fight it. She couldn't because it was literally controlled through pain, I guess, through this crystal or whatever. So the second she's off that leash, she's like, oh, motherfucker, it is time for payback. Here we fucking go.
Yeah, and they all take him out. Shimu freezes Scar King.
Yeah.
And Godzilla gorilla press slam. Literally gorilla press slams him onto the ground, shatters him into a million pieces, and it's done. And at that point, Kong takes Ice Queen and goes down to Hollow Hollow Earth, and is now the king of the gorilla
king
of the gorillas, which you had a problem with.
I had a problem because, as established, I'm firmly in the Mothra Godzilla camp. However that relationship works, I support it. I love it. It's beautiful. But once I saw Ice Queen, I was like, oh, Godzilla can actually have like a person to be with.
Well, not a person. But another giant lizard.
Yeah. And I think she's gorgeous. She's a little more appropriately sized. So
actually, she's a big girl.
Lady.
She's a big girl.
And then Kong immediately was like, nah, bitch, you're still my horse. Let's go back to Middle Earth.
Kong rides Shimu down to Hollow Earth.
As a horse. Yeah.
Like a horse.
Yeah.
Or a Rancor.
Yeah, kind of rude.
Boba Fett on Rancor.
Kind of rude. I was
and
like, you're not going to let Godzilla, like, have his time with this new lady?
Why? Okay. Please explain to me why you think Shimu and Godzilla are an item when Mothra is still clearly in the picture.
Well, okay, so I had to get over whatever weird concepts you have about Mothra and Godzilla, because obviously that doesn't work in any way, shape, or form. There's this beautiful Ice Queen who, like, can do all these things, and she's legitimately physically compatible with Godzilla versus Mothra. And I really just thought that would be a thing. And Kong's like, nah, peace, bitches. She's my horse.
She's my horse. Is it safe to say you just simply want that to happen?
I want Godzilla to be happy.
You want
in
Godzilla to
any
be
way,
happy.
shape, or form.
And you want Ice Queen to be his boo.
Sure, if that's what he wants. I just, again, want him to be happy. But then, so in the end of the movie, he curls back up in the Coliseum and he just calls it a day. He's like,
Goes
nah,
back to
I'm
sleep.
over everybody.
I'm going back to bed. Okay, so the budget for this movie, $135 million. Want to guess how much it made over the weekend?
Ooh,
Opening weekend?
I did not know that. What is that? 250.
No, not that high.
No, not that high.
But it did score 194 million.
Okay. Is
Worldwide.
that domestic? Oh, it's worldwide. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
not bad.
domestic, it was 80 million.
Okay.
And the rest was international. But
Was Dune 2 better?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. They're both your favorite thing. Why are you picking Dune over Godzilla?
The only reason is I've had 15 million different Godzilla movies. This one was by far my favorite one in the recent franchise.
Okay,
but
so we're doing the
important
rankings
to
now,
me
then.
that Dune does well. It's really important to me. So
Dune did well. Dune continues to do well.
you like Dune, dude?
Do you like Dune? Dune 2, dude. So 194 million. It's going to make more money than that. They've
I'm
obviously
sure.
cleared their budget.
Yeah.
It's
We're
a
gonna see
win
it
for the
again.
Monsterverse. Ranking the movies. This your favorite?
I'm going to say it's my favorite, purely because we talked about this. King of the Monsters has better fight scenes that I like, but overall, this whole movie is my favorite. I could watch this one top to bottom, start to finish, and enjoy the entire thing. King of the Monsters, I'd probably skip some scenes.
The human scene?
Yeah, the human scenes.
Yeah, you don't like it when Millie Bobby Brown is arguing with the mom?
I can't stand her. I
Oh,
really
boy.
can't. She's too dramatic for my taste.
She's an actor. She
But
has to be
she's
dramatic.
overly dramatic. It's just not for me.
she's an overactor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I don't know. I'm still going to watch Stranger
I had
Things.
so much fun with. Oh no, of course I am too. She's a great actor. I think all of these movies, the problem is the human scenes weren't scripted well. The dialogue is trash. They're doing what they can. And throughout all the movies, Vera is one of my favorite actresses on the planet. Her role was awful because she's Millie's mom and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Millie's dad was awful. Can't you just give your dad some slack or whatever he said? I'm like, get out of here. I can't. No.
So the less humans, the better for you.
It used to be. This movie, they were great. Every scene. I forget his name, but the guy that drove the helicopter, and it was kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, like just
Oh, yeah.
fun music. He's laughing like a maniac. And I
Yep.
was like, I see what you're copying, but I also don't care because this is extremely fun.
It was extremely
I had
fun.
so much fun.
Okay, so Godzilla X Kong, number one.
Number
What's your
one
2,
for
3,
me.
4? Go.
King of the Monsters.
Number 2.
Probably would say the first one, just because that was the first time in a long time I got a good Godzilla movie.
So Godzilla Kong is last.
Dude, that kind of sucks to say, actually, because that was such a good ride. But yeah,
Oh.
maybe. No, you know what? I'm going to put that over the original movie because watchability, I would watch Godzilla X Kong over the first one every
Okay.
time.
Okay.
What about you, baby?
I am going to go ahead and go number 4, Godzilla. I was kind of disappointed that the flying titans weren't actually Rodan. The trailer made it seem like Rodan was in the movie. Like you don't get a zoom in of the monster or anything. You just see flying titan flying by, and I immediately thought Rodan. So I didn't get that.
I am surprised Rodan hasn't been back.
Well, yeah, he's one movie absent, but there are still several Titans in
Right.
and around the world.
Right.
So we may get him in the next one.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So after the original Godzilla, then I'd say Godzilla versus Kong. Just because that was the introduction of Godzilla and King Kong in the same movie, which was just rad. Like I wanted that. I had been wanting that once I saw Skull Island and the
Skull
post-fight.
Island was good.
Skull Island was great. That was really good. So, and then after that, this is a really tight race for number 1 and 2. But Godzilla x Kong is number 2 for me, and King of the Monsters is still number 1.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because King Ghidorah or King Ghidorah or however you want to call it, I've heard King Ghidorah before. Yeah. That is my all-time favorite Godzilla villain.
Yeah. And like, his reveal in the ice, they go out to him, he cracks out of it. Like, absolutely. That's where I was saying. Did his
or whatever the heck it is, like his roar.
Yeah, no, it's a real tough choice for me to pick between King of the Monsters and this movie. Mm-hmm. But again, this movie just overall is more enjoyable. But the fight scenes in that movie.
Yeah, and you know, you could arguably say the same thing with King of the Monsters, because you had Rodan solo for a bit, like taking out a whole bunch of warplanes.
Wasn't that also Rio de Janeiro? Or
no, that was Mexico.
Oh, it was Mexico.
Yeah, it was Mexico, and there was a village right beneath his monarch outpost that he broke out of.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then he fought King Ghidorah, and then King Ghidorah starts ruling all the monsters, and Godzilla's like, "No, I'm super nuclear now, and I'm gonna melt everything that I walk by."
I will say one of my favorite scene that's come out of this newest franchise is when Ken Watanabe, he sacrifices himself to rescue Godzilla, but he gets to like take his suit off and actually does he actually touch him, or he just gets really close?
I think he touches him.
I would do the same thing. I would 100% risk my entire life just to be able to touch Godzilla's nose. Are you freaking kidding me?
Let me touch your nose.
Oh my God. No, so my thing is the little girl, we didn't talk about her much at all, but she's the one that's connected to Kong. Mm-hmm. And he communicates with her. He listens to her. They have this bond. All I want.
Kaylee Hoddle is the actress.
Yes.
Who plays the little girl.
Super amazing, by the way. She's fantastic.
Didn't say a line. All sign language.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Her expressive eyes are just wonderful. But all I want out of life is to be that, but with Godzilla. I want to be Godzilla's little bonded lady. Please. Please. That's all I want.
Bonded lady, huh?
Yeah. No, he can have Mothra. He can have the Ice Queen. I just want to be the sole human that he trusts. And he can pick me up in his hand and I can touch his face. And and I can command him to kill the evil doers.
The evil doers, of course. Okay.
It's just up to me to decide.
Who's the standout actor in the movie?
Actually, God, again, I wish I should have looked that up. But the helicopter flyer dude, he was funny.
He
was funny. He's from Downton Abbey. He was the Beast in the live action remake of Beauty and the Beast. I'm awful with names. I'm so horrible with names, so I don't know what it is.
That's okay.
But I liked him.
So you're talking about the dude who was wearing the Ace Ventura shirt.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He was so funny.
And what's funny too is that like the first guy, the guy that brought them down there, his name's Dan Stevens, by the way. He played
Dan
Trapper.
Stevens. Yes. Trapper. Yes. Thank you.
So the guy that took them down there, he's the one that called him Ace Ventura in the movie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, yeah, Finkel and Einhorn, Finkel and Einhorn, Finkel and Einhorn. So it's like so well put.
Yeah.
So well put.
He was just so fun. Every second he's on the screen, had fun.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Okay.
That was when I really officially realized, okay, the human scenes in these movies, or this movie in particular, not atrocious. Actually kind of fun.
So the actor who won the movie for me, King Kong.
You can't do that. No, human actor.
No, I don't care about the human actors.
If I were to do that, it'd be Godzilla all day, every day.
Okay.
Human actor.
The actor who dressed up in the green suit to be Kong.
This guy.
Because I loved it when he went down to Kongsville. Because that's what I'm calling it. And, you know, the Scar King is in his face and like Kong's just standing there like, what, bro? Like,
he was great, I will say. Like, I don't.
His sprawling out on the beach and his toothache. Like, and then the facial expression when Godzilla's rushing him in Egypt, he's like, no, wait, no, wait.
Yeah.
All of that. Like, they
he
really
was fantastic.
They really put so, You know who won the movie? The VFX team.
Yeah.
They won the movie.
They really did.
Because they made Kong's expressions so believable and
relatable.
And relatable.
Yeah.
That it's like, yes, this really is doing it for me. Not to take away from any of the human performances, because I think you're right. And I agree with you that the human performances, for a change in the Monsterverse, were actually good in this movie.
Yeah.
But like Kong's representation on screen, some of the best in the Monsterverse I've seen.
Agreed. I will say Kong's never been one of my favorite things on the planet. I'm always Team Godzilla, literally wearing that shirt, Team Godzilla all day, every day. They made me care about him. I mean, I cared about it in the last movie too. I did. But this movie, I really was just like, yes, Kong needs to accomplish what he wants to accomplish. And the fact that that's including Godzilla, fuck yeah, here we go.
Okay.
But I'm just dying for a Godzilla-centric movie. Please give me all of it.
So you want Godzilla focus as opposed to Kong focus?
Yes. Yeah, because there was a scene earlier in the movie where I don't know if that was Kong fighting like a baby Godzilla for some food, or was that a flashback? Again, I get so dazzled, I forget like where things are, because I'm just like, oh, wait, no, I need to focus more. I'm really bad about that. But anyways, so a baby Godzilla in some way, shape, or form showed up and stole food. And I was just like, just give me that life. Give me the daily life of this lizard, please.
Well, clearly his life is sleeping all day.
Well,
fighting all night.
Well, and then I got really interested because they said that Godzilla and his kind are the ones that trapped the Scar King down below. And I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How? Was Middle Earth just like a thing?
Middle Hollow Earth?
Yeah. And did they, like, I need to know more. Like, you just said that. I'm like, no. Giant Lizard King somehow trapped apes in the Middle Earth. How? I need that story. Give me that story.
All right. Next movie. What's it going to be?
I want... Exactly. So Godzilla x Kong, it started with Kong. And you saw his day-to-day life, but then he was trapped in the dome and everything like that. Mm-hmm. I want that, but with Godzilla. Show me his day-to-day life. Show me him, like, getting some food, peeing in the ocean. Like,
you want to see Godzilla pee?
I want to see Godzilla's day-to-day life. Like, let it be a buddy comedy. Like, I just love him so much. I want to see all of the things. Give it to me, please.
Well,
please.
We are going to have discussions about your Godzilla urine attraction.
I'm not saying that's what I want to see, but like they made a pee joke with Kong too. So if they're going to do that with Kong, do it with Godzilla. Sure.
Fine.
I want a day-to-day Godzilla life. And is there an opportunity for me to be his human interpreter?
Oh, you speak giant lizard? Yes, I do. Yeah. He's hungry. And he needs to go pee.
Yeah.